Well, in this video we're going to do an update on the Fulton Line. I start over here in the closet. I've built the base for the helix. That's my pattern laying there, so got that worked out, got that ready to start. This foam is glued down, all the brackets are up, elevations have been worked out, taken the door down, built this corner, got the elevations correct on this one. The backdrop is just there. It's going to have to be cut a little more. I've been building turnouts. I've got some track laid down that goes all the way over to the end of that backdrop, which is just floating right now. All this foam is glued down. Got the corner in. Looks really good with that masonite up there. Of course, that'll be painted appropriately. This corner is probably going to be where the Fulton Line office will be. I think there's going to be a bank here along with some trees. Probably shoot out a little bit, curve around, and then hide the dirt road that will come back in this direction, put more trees, and then put the office again, just a little quarter building or something right here. Maybe have the I don't know if I'm going to put maybe a fueling tank for the locomotives on the yard office side, or if I'll put it on this side and just have like a dirt road going across the tracks, because this is the Fulton yard, so there'll be 4 tracks here. This track, one here, and one here. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet, but I know that the office is going to go over here. The driveway will be here, parking lot, and then in the middle, they'll just have an external or a above ground tank, probably with a retention wall around it, where they can pull the diesels up, switcher, and then fuel them. Don't know if it's going to be on the, this is the main track really that goes through the yard, so I might put it on this outside, out here on the side, and you'd have to pull the locomotive up on the outside track to fuel it up. So, but all of that's glued down, and all of this is built in the corner. This is actually where it's going to go down grade, and this will be coming down and go into the helix, go one turn in the helix, and then it'll exit out somewhere along in here, and then staging will be somewhere along this height. Now when it goes around the room and comes back around, it'll be at this level, which is the height of the decking for the helix. So it'll just go in, make a loop, and come back out, and there'll be a switch, and it'll tie back in underneath here. I'll have to cut through the wall and make arrangements for that, because this part was actually going to be outside the door frame and then swing in, and then it'll loop around, come back through the wall at a pretty good angle, and then meet back up with a switch up here somewhere maybe. So, but that's in, and that does go down. You can see that on video. That does go down hill a good bit. Of course, if I had all that junk out of the way, you'd be able to see that. But kind of got unique over here because I had to kind of put in all of the spacing and blocking and things of that nature, because I wasn't sure when I got over here how I was going to, you know, transition this slope around this corner. So, and then the other thing is when I get into the helix is not going to have the foam, so I'll have to transition somehow or another in the helix without any foam, but I'll work all that out. That's all still in planning. But I have run this GP38-2 all the way to the other side over there with a 9-volt battery on the track. So I'm kind of happy about that. This foam is a lot louder than I thought it was going to be. Either that or that engine just needs to be serviced, which it does anyways. The wheels need to be cleaned. And I was having some problems, and I'll show you my turnouts that I had constructed, but I was having some problems with this particular engine, and so I took the wheels out and was trying to figure out how to gauge those with my gauge to make sure everything was in spec, so that, you know, I could get a good gauge on how I was building turnouts and how they were turning out as I built them. And so it was really oily in the gearboxes on that thing, so I really need to take it apart and clean it out and just do a good maintenance on them, clean the wheels and go through them. So at some point, yeah, that'll happen. But here's one of my turnouts that I have built. I went ahead and purchased, I don't have the plate, the template, so I just used the paper template, and I glue the PC ties, the PC board ties down. And I think I might do a series of videos on how I do these, because I see people that make turnouts, build turnouts with a template like this, and I know that Everett has done a few in N-scale, and he used contact cement and sprayed the paper, and that thing was just nasty by the time he got finished. I mean, all the filings were all over it. It was sticky. The way this is I cut each individual PC tie, and then I glue it down with this stuff right here, and that stuff will dry probably in about, I don't know, 10 minutes. But you actually have to peel, once you get the turnout assembled and finished like this, you actually have to really work at getting this the PC board apart from the paper. So, but I did purchase the stockade tool and the point form and the frog tool. This one wasn't too bad as far as price. I think it was like $53. It does code 70 through code 100, and this is code 70 through 83, the stockade. This one was $83. But I want to tell you what, the first turnout I built, I did it with just a file and a vise, and all in all, it took me about 3.5 hours. And yes, I'm kind of picky. I mean, those, I want them to look a certain way, and I don't know if this video will pick this up or not, but I think this is I put dots on them. So this is the third one I've built, and the fourth and fifth one that I built turned out almost perfect, for my fourth or fifth one to build. But I'm telling you, these two guys right here, I just bit the bullet and went ahead and got them, and I'm telling you, they make your life a lot easier. If you're going to build turnouts, at least buy these two right here. The aluminum template or plate, whatever you want to call it, that would be fine. You're still gonna, it takes me longer, honestly, to cut and gap these PC board ties and glue them on straight and get this base perfect, it takes me longer to do this than it does to file the points, the frog, and the stockade, the stock rails. It takes me longer to do these, cut these PC ties, and I file the ends, and I'm trying to pay really close to detail, you know, and get, you know, get them to where they work out real well. I mean, if you look down that, I'm telling you, I'm picky about what I do, and to me that's almost perfect. I did do my guide rails a little different. I just left them straight, but if you can see that, you can see the let's see if I can get this on here. You can see how the ends of those are kind of filed down so that they guide the wheels in. I just like how those turned out. So, but that was one of the things I wanted to do. I mean, this is, you know, I'm a modeler at heart. I grew up building regular plastic car models, and that's just one of the things I like. You know, I even considered hand laying on my track too, you know, so but I've got, let's see, Clover House. I bought the PC board from Clover House, and what I like too is they come in a pack. Let's see, this is the throw bar ties. Here is the modern ties, and what I like about this is 10 pieces and they're 12 inches long. So I think I figured up all material to build. These are number 4 turnouts also. To build the turnout with the rail, the PC board ties, and the wood ties, which I got a bag of those. Those came from Clover House as well. And these are turnout ties, so they're long. But I think it was pulling that out of my memory bank. I want to say it was around $6, something like that, for all the material. And of course, if I throw in the price for these two guys, you know, and I got my rail from Fast Tracks. They say it's cheaper to buy it in 18-inch lengths rather than the 36-inch lengths. Shipping was free when I bought the point forms, the stock rail, the Code 83, and this Micro Engineering Code 83 rail. So that was not a cheap purchase. My wife was not very happy when she signed for that from the mail lady and saw the actual contents and the prices on the side of the box. So I was in trouble in the doghouse on that one. But you know, it's like I told her, I would like to really get good at making these, and maybe you know, if you guys need some number 4 turnouts, hey, send me a private message, an email or something. I'll gladly talk to you about it. You know, send you some pictures of these. You know, like I said, they work really well. I still have to gap that one. So, but the other thing too is I bought this book off of Amazon, and you know, for someone that is new to the hobby, this is probably a great book, and I'm not knocking Lance at all. I'm actually glad I have it, because it, you know, it's a reference to have as a reminder. There's so many steps involved in this hobby and doing what we're doing. You know, and I haven't done it in a while. I mean, I got into model railroading when I was, you know, 8 or 9, like everyone else. I got a Tyco train set for Christmas, and I asked for a train, something train related every Christmas from the Red Man, Santa Claus. So, and usually I got that. So, but you know, I had layouts up until I was 17. Yeah, they were big pieces of plywood. We had, I think, 3 pieces attached together at one point in my parents' basement, and my dad would come down, and I think he ran trains more than I did, actually, but it was just a big loop. I mean, it was every bit of Tyco track that I could get my hands on, and whatnot. Somewhere around in the attic, I've got a box of some antique. I think I still have all those trains, or my sons have them at their mom's house. But at any rate, give you a little pan around as to what all's been going on. And yeah, it's been a while since I have built a layout. But you know, there's a lot of information. You guys that put videos online, Eric, Matt, Greg with the Birdwood subdivision, you guys really help. DJ, gosh, I could keep going. Mr. Baker, Steve, y'all know who you are. If I didn't mention you, I'm sorry. I will at some point, because I watch. If you visit this channel and you look at my subscriptions, I've got an electronics subscription folder and a model railroader. So, all right, well, I think that'll do it for this one. Keep checking back. I've been posting a few pictures on the Google Plus page that Modeler Man Mike put up, and I have a Facebook page, but I can't stand Facebook, honestly. I don't get on there. And it's mainly air-cooled Volkswagen stuff, so I know y'all aren't interested in that. So, alrighty.